Okay, see, this is why you shouldn't run away from your past at all. This is my review. Hello, this is my review for Terror Lake Drive, episode 4. This is titled Something About AJ. From the last episode, we know who is stalking Sam, and it was Corey. So now her and Corey are starting to become more of a couple, and she's all giddy and happy, and um, she's getting a job and she's trying to, start a new life. Well, then the school called. The psychiatrist contacted Sam about AJ. So Sam goes to the school where she meets Dr. Chisholm, who is played by I forgot her name, but she was Wendy Robinson's friend off of the Steve Harvey show. I forgot her name. And she has concerns about AJ because, since the pandemic has been going on, she's been saying that, we're trying to keep in contact with the students so they won't feel behind or overwhelmed. And we're basically monitoring the children over their behavior. And several teachers were concerned about AJ, and that Dr. Chisholm looked into his medical records, and came to find out he had a DT-45, and he was also in intense therapy. So she asked, "Is the father present? I'm not trying to stereotype you. Is the father present?" And we later found out that his father's dead. Now, I think it was episode 2, where Sam saw Gerard. So is she hallucinating too? Or does she have the same illness as he do? I don't know if that makes sense. But we find out that the father's gone. And Sam starts to arguing about the counselor, about AJ, about how she doesn't need to hear about this. And then later on, she talks to Corey. And she's just she just starts ranting about him, about the counselor and AJ and everything. And Corey tries to calm her down. He said, "Well, that's fine. Don't worry about it." And he said he's stubborn and hard-headed. Well, then we see Sam peeking at the blinds of her apartment, but we don't know why. And then she turns back to Corey and starts talking to him about AJ. Well, then she starts to get defensive because I think Corey said something about the father being dead or something. I forgot. He says something about um, AJ's father, and Sam didn't like it. So she said she's going to go, and Corey kept saying, I'm sorry, and Sam was like, no, you don't say that, and she left. Sam goes back to her apartment to talk to AJ. He was talking to his grandmother. And she basically told him to get off the phone because I want to talk to you about the counseling and your behavior at school. Well, AJ starts going to a rant saying he wants to go back home. He wants everything to be back where it was. He just wants to go back home. And then he talks about how Sam comes in late at night smoking and drinking with other men. The next day, Sam calls Aunt Jo and talks to her about AJ and his behavior. And Aunt Jo basically said, you chose the wrong time to move. I mean, she even told him you're still angry and bitter over his death. And Sam keeps saying that she isn't angry. And Aunt Jo said, yes, you are. You're angry. You have all this built up trauma. You don't know how to express it. And Sam just basically just um, dismisses it and doesn't say anything. Sam goes back home and she sees a man in a truck picking up a bloody carpet. And she asks about him where the carpet was from, and it was from, I believe it was from Miss Irma's apartment. And he just said it was an investigation, and that's all he had to say. So Sam says okay, and then she walks back in the back of the apartments to find Corey, who is who's on his way to the leasing office. And he asked her how he was, and she said he's fine. Sam comes home one night, and she was in her mailbox. And then all of a sudden, Arnaz comes out. Now, from the last episode, we saw that, episode 2, we saw that Arnaz was being arrested. Either one or two, either one of those, he was being arrested. And Sam starts freaking out because she thinks it's Arnaz stalking her, not Corey. But Arnaz shows her a camera. And then Arnaz tells her that the woman who lived before her was named Megan Phillips. And Corey killed her with a gunshot to the head. And when the police investigated it, it was ruled as a suicide. So the police didn't investigate it. And then Corey, blamed Arnaz, and that's how he got arrested and he lost his job. But even Arnaz was saying he was trying to protect her. And Arnaz tells Sam to be careful because this man is dangerous. You don't know him like that, stay away from him. Sam goes back home. She calls Corey and asks him if he could. Oh, wait, I skipped the whole thing. And then Sam talks about Miss Irma. You remember in the first episode, there was a caution sign over an apartment where we find out an elderly woman was killed. Well, came to find out, Miss Irma is Corey's mother. And my guessing, he put her in a nursing home. So then Sam texts Corey to say that she's going to spend the night at his house. And so before she left, she messaged Aunt Jo saying that she's going to Corey's house. And then they started talking, and Corey asked her about Des, and she assures him that they're just friends and that they just started getting sleepy because they was watching a movie. Okay. Sam rubs Corey's head because he said that's what he likes, and then Corey falls asleep. Sam sneaks off and looks around, trying to find some type of evidence to prove that this man is crazy. So she went into, I think it was his bedroom, and then she looks inside of the trash can to find a newspaper clipping of her husband being shot. And she just looks confused, like, what is this doing in the trash can? She puts it back and runs to the bathroom. In the bathroom drawer, there is a envelope. So she goes in and opens it to find pictures. Basically, Arnaz proved her to be right. Corey has an opening between, he can see Sam. And not only he can see Sam, but he was the one that took the pictures of when they were moving in their apartment. So she takes the movies. I mean, not the movies, but the pictures. And as soon as she's opened the door, Corey is standing right there. And she tells him that she's scared and that he scared her and Corey asked her what was she doing. Sam said she's using the restroom. So she told him that she changed her mind about spending the night and she wants to take things slow. Well, then we see Corey's possessiveness. And Sam insists, let's just take it slow. And she just walked out the door. Well, then Corey runs in the bathroom to find the picture's gone and he starts to panic. Then we go back to AJ, who was having a nightmare. He was just standing on the corner and some random man just grabbed him, and then AJ woke up. I enjoyed this episode. I can't wait till next episode. I don't know what's gonna happen, but hopefully Sam will find out who Corey is. I think that's about it. I can't wait till next week, next Thursday. I'll try and put up this week's episode Saturday. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.